Why is laser engraving photographs so challenging? Anytime we convert an image from one process to another, things can get morphed in translation because each process has its own unique characteristics and parameters. Laser engraving photos is no exception. The gap between what the image looks like on screen and how it engraves, that's what we need to figure out. Photographs that haven't been adjusted to be laser friendly often engrave dark and high contrast. Getting better results requires juggling 6 variables. Figuring out which one needs to be adjusted and how one adjustment affects the other is where the fun or frustration of photo engraving lies. In this video, I'll introduce you to the 6 variables we'll be working with. Variable 1, image quality. This includes the resolution of the image, its size, or pixel dimensions, and the visual qualities, such as contrast, clarity, and the value range. Just because you like an image doesn't mean it's going to photo engrave well. Photos that are laser friendly contain a range of values and colors. They're not too light and they're not too dark. I hate to break it to you, but if you love night scenes, you're going to need to find a new subject, at least at the beginning. I go into more detail about resolution and image quality in upcoming videos. Variable 2, adjusting the image in Photoshop. This step in the process is the one that takes the most practice because every photo is different. In the next module, I will not only walk you through the steps of adjusting the photo, but also talk about the thinking that goes behind the adjustments. Variable 3, laser cutter resolution. This is different from the resolution of the image. The laser cutter resolution refers to the lines per inch or dots per inch the laser engraves at. You're probably thinking that more is better, but more lines per inch means more material is being removed, which increases the likelihood that you'll get a high contrast or muddy image. This is counterintuitive, but lowering the LPI or DPI often improves the image quality. Variable 4, the power and speed settings. Photo engraved woodblocks use power and speed settings that are the exact opposite of traditional engraving, where greater depth is needed. For photos, the power will be moderately low and the speed high to prevent the subtleties of the image from being burned away. The engraving depth of photo woodblocks is surprisingly shallow. When an image engraves poor to fair, it's easy to assume that additional tweaking is needed in Photoshop, when often all that is really needed is to adjust the power setting. A couple of percentage points can make a big difference. This is why we'll be doing step tests to figure out what settings work best on your machine. Variable 5, the material being engraved. Since the laser cutter is a heat-based tool, the type of material, its density, and how it is prepared can play a big part in the results. The same file can look terrible on one material and perfect on another. In the example on the left, the image of the chrysanthemum is engraved on Baltic birch. It's so pale it's difficult to see, and the darks have filled in. But the example on the right, engraved fabric, the image is full of detail and nuance. It's hard to believe that these images were engraved from the same file. With photo engraved wood blocks, we are primarily considering the density of the wood and the layers of varnish. Settings that produce excellent results for Baltic birch with 2 thin layers of varnish may be different for a harder wood like maple, or a block prepared with 2 thick layers of varnish. When testing, use the exact same wood and preparation method you'll be using for the final piece. Variable 6, the size of the engraving. How large or small you engrave your image can affect how much detail and specificity you achieve. Here we have the same file of an abandoned factory engraved at 3 inches wide and 8 inches wide. In the smaller print, the dark areas have filled in. It's a little blurry and the facade is textured, but we can't see the individual bricks. In contrast, the larger print, we can see the individual bricks, there's more tonal variation and clarity. If we want the final print to be smaller, we want to make additional adjustments in Photoshop to get better results at this size. When testing, it's important to work at the same scale as the final piece. A setting that works well when the image is large may not be the same that is needed when the image is scaled down. In review, There are 6 variables in photo engraving: the image quality, adjustments to the file, laser cutting resolution, the power and speed settings, the material, and the size of the final image. It's a lot to juggle, but you'll get your head around it. In additional videos in this module, we'll go into more detail, including how to do step tests to figure out the settings for your machine. Before you jump to the next video, post your #1 takeaway. What gets written gets remembered.